Yeah, I just thought I'd go through stats. See if I can bring this up and see if it actually records. Explain a few things and what I think it means. You know. Alright. You know, it's the stats. What does it actually mean? Okay. There's certain things to think about when it comes to stats. Okay, and certain things that influence someone's stat sheet. You know, the information or the data can vary between one person and the other for a couple of different reasons, and not just player ability or premium account or standard account. There's other variables that go into, you know, the overall picture. Okay, so some people are just like, a lot of these games, they focus on the stats, the 3 marks, the, you know, being the best player in the game, rather than just going out, trying to win, doing the things necessary to win, getting the job done and being the workhorse. And that's kind of the way that I view myself in the game, is I'm a workhorse. I'm not the elite. I'm probably, you know, above average, but not an elite player. I've 2 Mark II tanks. I have 3 Mark II tanks, BK-36 and a Chaffee. You know, I mean, if that means anything, to me, it's, you know, I don't really care a lot. 1 marking is good enough for me. I'm happy. 1 marking just lets you know that you're all right. You can bang when you need to. 2 marking's good, but most, like, if I play a tank long enough, 1 tank long enough, maybe out of 2 mark it. The T-34 I have almost been there, but can't seem to 2 mark it. So, like, my stats, my personal rating is 7,828. I've got 1,456 days in the game, whatever that means for when I started playing. My win rate, 52.4%. You know, 1.8 KD. I've survived 36.6% of the battles. 1.42 cores received, so I've dealt more damage than I've received. I've 31,950 battles. You know, victories, 16,743 victories. Defeats, 15,052 defeats. So, you know, I've got, you know, 1,700, 1,800, almost 1,800 games in the bag that I'm ahead. You know, I've destroyed 36,400 tanks. I've been destroyed 20,252 times. So I'm ahead. I'm well and truly ahead. On the cores received side of things, 1.42. You have to take things into in perspective. The overall picture. What does 1.42? Because someone put up the stat sheet and goes, "Oh, I need a little bit of stats of myself," and he's like, "Oh, you fucking suck." And that was like back when I had like 1.2 or something. And you have to look at the overall picture. What does 1.42 mean, right? So I've got cores received at 1.42. So I've done 0.42 more damage than I've received. So I'm doing more damage than I'm receiving. Okay. The cores caused the average damage is 1,194. That's on its way up. And that's because I play a lot of mid tiers and low tiers, and I'm always grinding silver. I don't have the account being a standard account holder. I cannot play my 9s and 10s as often as I would like, because I would just run out of silver. Okay, so it's sort of like a balancing act. I've got to play enough mid tiers and 8 and down, 5 to 8, even lower, whatever. Even some tier 3s, grinds, and just make sure I'm making a profit, make credits. And probably 50% of my games are just purely to make credits and maybe do some crew training. So the other 50% might be playing the 9s and 10s. So I don't get I can't just Death Star all the time. You'll run out of money on a standard account. Okay. My what does it mean 1.42? Well, my cause damage, I've done 38,168,015 damage. Okay. And my received damage that I've received is 26,884,557. So I've caused like 12 million more damage than I've received. Okay, so that's good. I'm doing my best. All right, I am not a fucking super unicum. As I said, I'm a workhorse, so I'm always trying to, I take the fight to the enemy quite a lot. I look for angles. I think about what I'm doing, but I'm not. It comes down to internet reception sometimes. I've played with 2 bars a lot. Like there's a whole lot of things that come into it. Hit ratio is 64.79, so that could be better. It could be better. It means I'm missing, nearly 36% of my shots. So, if that was better, my hit ratio was better overall. Obviously, all the other stats would be higher because the more you hit, the more likely are to cause damage, and so on. So, that's my highest XP game is 33,408. And that's pretty much it. I do my best, but I came into this game coming from Grand Theft Auto and shooter games, Red Dead Redemption 2 and that, like, where you can see the enemy and there's no sort of, they're outside a render range or view range, you can't see them. I didn't understand that when I first started playing, so I went to a lot of forums and they said, what's the best way to learn the game? And I said, get to like tier 6 and like play a few hundred games at tier 6, get the hang of it before you go up, and I did that. I got the VK36 and I played hundreds of games in the VK36 and really learnt how to play the tank. I ended up free marking it and just played it to death, and I got the Tiger 1. I actually preferred the VK36 to the Tiger 1, and a few things happened. So those first 6,000 battles that I had, I'd YOLO, man. I'd find one person, kill them, die. Find one person, go to another battle, find one person, kill them, die. Like maybe kill 2. Like I was just a YOLO player, like a noob YOLO player, and I didn't give a fuck about my stats at all. I just fucking went out, didn't run any equipment, didn't run any repair kits. I had no knowledge about the game. I didn't understand about engaging people outside your detection range, outside that white dotted line. I didn't use the big mini map. I used the fucking compass, the small mini map. Like I was only worried about what direction they were at. Could never tell where the fuck I was being shot at from. Like I was an aggressive YOLO player. So all these things come into it when you look at stats. If I go on, that worldoftanks.info.net, worldoftanks.info.net. On that, on that website, you know, all my stats are on the way up, and eventually they'll be in the purple, you know. Eventually they will be in the purple, my WN8 and all that. Okay, but it's for me it's a longer process because I don't rely on the huge damage games. Mine's an average overall long-term process of getting to purple. As I said, I'm a workhorse player. Okay, and but I know where to shoot. I know what I'm doing. But I have trouble with the 279Es, but who doesn't have trouble with 279Es? You know, so I'm figuring out how to kill them. Most of the tanks I know what ammo to use and what what's where to shoot them and how to try to be effective. And you can't always get it right, but people in this game expect a perfect performance every game, and it's not going to happen. No two battles are the same. Enemy teams don't go to the same places all the time. The same tanks, they don't play how you expect. They do different things. People think differently, and they think their approach on the battlefield is, it's different. Maybe not always be right. Maybe not always be the most effective. Like you'll see people in odd places, like what the fuck's they doing there? It's because they have a different idea of how to be effective. So it's, or they just don't know. They don't know where to position. They don't know where to go. Like, it's a learning process, So that's the thing to think about. You can have someone who's, they've got awesome stats, like, personal rating of 10,000 or whatever, less battles than I've got. But the question is there, like, did they come from playing on PC and have some idea about the game first, and then switch to PlayStation and then start playing? As if there's quite a few people like that who played for a year or two or more on PC, and then they came to PlayStation, or they'd had an account in the past and they restarted playing the game, so they already had some idea about the game. The spotting thing is what catches people to begin with. The fact that you can't see the tanks unless they've been spotted. That's the one thing that catches new players out, is you've got to wait till you can see them to shoot them. And even the idea of having a scout running a scout, it's like, what's the idea of running a scout? I didn't know what the fuck a scout was. When I first started, light tank was a light tank. It was fast. I didn't know. It's the whole idea was to stay alive and fucking spot, just run out and shoot things, and die. That was and no equipment. I'd never ran any equipment. First 6,000 battles, I didn't run any equipment, no repair kits. So I probably built my silver up that way on a standard account by not running any of that shit. So it wasn't until I'd started taking the game a bit more seriously and running equipment, because when you're first starting, fucking say for a vertical stabilizer or something like that, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, whatever it is, it's a lot of silver to get that together when you're first starting to equip a tank, So there's a whole lot of things that come into it. Stats aren't everything. They don't tell you the full picture. As I said, I'm fucking nearly 32,000 battles in. If I could remove the first 6,000 battles off those stats, my overall score would be telling a completely different story, and my fucking personal rating would also be telling a completely different story. It'd be a lot higher. I know it would be a lot higher, but there's nothing you can do about that in the long run. In the overall picture. So when people go off at you in this game about, they bring up stat sheets, or it happens to me a bit, and they'll fucking bag you for whatever you got. Like, it hasn't happened for a while because it's starting to look alright, but when people do it, they're trying to make you feel bad because you haven't got Unicum stats. It doesn't tell a complete picture. As I said, if someone already had a couple of years experience on PC playing this game, they come on the game, they already have some ideas, so they're going to be a lot better. Or they've restarted or started a new account, and they already know the game and they're starting out knowing the game already. You know, those are going to have better overall stats because they already know the game. Someone who's a complete noob, like I was, you know, it's, you know, eventually you learn after a few thousand games how to play. It's so stats aren't everything. It doesn't tell you the full picture, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the, you know, don't get hung up. You know, it's not worth being hung up about it. It's nice to know that you're killing more than you're being killed. You know, KD, but it's not everything. Doesn't mean everything. Don't get down and, oh, I'm sucked because my fucking thing's low. Like, you know, like it doesn't tell you the full picture. And at the end of the day, it's only supposed to be played for fun. But I roast people when they want to arc up and be nasty. You know, I'm cool if you're cool. I'll back you up. I'll try my best to win. And I'll do my best. You know, I'll try. But you know, you can only do so much by yourself. There's 14 other people to fucking, you know, that aren't a team. They have to come together and work as a team. You know, everyone's got different play styles. So what do you do? You can't please everybody. You know, and the toxic player base of this game, you know, makes you not want to play. You know, but I'm come from GTA 5, so I can handle berating online. I can handle fuck yous and motherfuckers and eat my shit. You know, like I can handle trading words, man. Like, you know, I was a bouncer for fucking 16 years. I used to trade fucking fists and headbutts, so I can handle trading words. You know, I'm not afraid of trading words. So, you know, try and have fun with it. It's the main thing to remember. Try and have fun with it. You know, don't take it too seriously. And yeah, you know, stats, as you know, just reiterate, stats, you know, just on face value do not tell you the full picture. Okay, when someone says, "Oh, cores received at 1.42," what does it mean? You know, I've done 38 million damage. You know, that's something. Anyway, hope it's informative, and see you out there. Catch ya. It's Rage Man.